The echo in my empty new apartment. I've never told anyone this before, but I think my last apartment was haunted. Not by a typical ghost, not by creaking floorboards or slamming doors. It was the silence. I moved into a small, old place on the edge of downtown. It was perfect, cheap, good light, and blessedly quiet. The first few days were a blur of unpacking boxes, the only sounds the rustle of packing paper and the scraping of furniture. The walls were thick, muffling city noise, making the quiet inside almost profound. Then it started. I was in the kitchen, organizing spices. I dropped a small, empty jar, and it clinked softly on the counter. Before I could even register the sound, I heard it again, distinct and immediate, from the hallway just outside the kitchen door. The exact same soft clink. My heart hitched. I told myself it was an echo, but it was too perfect, too close, like someone had replicated it an inch away. I brushed it off. Old building, weird acoustics. But then, later that evening, I sighed, a weary exhalation after wrestling with a particularly stubborn box. And immediately, from the empty living room, came a soft, drawn-out sigh. My own sigh. I walked into the living room. Nothing. Just dust motes dancing in the sliver of evening sun. It escalated. I'd hum a tune under my breath, and a moment later, I'd hear the last few notes hummed back from behind the closed bathroom door. I'd think, I really need coffee, and a soft, almost imperceptible whisper that sounded like coffee would drift from the bedroom. It wasn't my voice, not exactly. It was too neutral, like a sound recorder playing back, but perfectly timed with my internal or external noises. The worst was when I finally gave in to the paranoia. I stood in the middle of the living room, dead silent, straining to hear anything. And then, clear as day, from the bedroom, I heard the faint thump-thump of my own heart beating. That was it. I didn't need a ghost to manifest. The absolute violation of having my most intimate sounds, my very existence, mirrored back to me from empty rooms was enough. The silence wasn't quiet, it was listening. It was waiting. I slept at a friend's that night and never went back. I just abandoned the lease, forfeiting my deposit. The thought of that perfectly mimicked heart beating in the silence was all the resolution I needed.